Hello, Jake. It's great to see you today. Are you ready to dive into our lesson on high-stakes communication?
Absolutely, Emma. I've been looking forward to this session. Negotiating and interviewing are crucial skills.
Yes, they are. Today, we'll focus on how to effectively communicate during interviews and negotiations.
I think understanding the terms like leverage and zone of agreement can make a huge difference.
Exactly. Knowing these concepts helps us in high-pressure situations. Let's get started.
I can't wait. Shall we begin with how to handle a deadlock in negotiations?
Good idea. First, let's use a real-world example to understand deadlock better.
Sure. In a deadlock, both parties can't seem to agree, right?
Exactly, Jake. Picture this. Two companies negotiating a contract, but neither is willing to budge on key terms.
Right. If they don't find common ground, the negotiation might end without an agreement.
And that's where understanding your walk-away point becomes crucial.
Your walk-away point? Can you explain what that means?
Of course. It's the limit at which you decide to walk away from the negotiation if terms aren't satisfactory.
So, if I'm negotiating a salary, my walk-away point is the minimum I would accept?
Yes, exactly. And if they offer below that, you might choose to walk away.
That makes sense. I guess having a best alternative is also important in these situations.
Absolutely. Your best alternative is what you can fall back on if negotiations fail.
In case I can't reach an agreement, having that alternative gives me confidence.
Exactly. Let's shift to our first dialogue. Imagine we're in a negotiation.
All right, I'll be the employer and you're negotiating for a higher salary.
Sounds good. Thank you for meeting with me today, Jake. I'd like to discuss my salary.
Sure, Emma. I think your performance has been great, but our budget is tight this year.
I understand that. However, I believe my contributions significantly leverage our team's success.
That's true, but considering the financial situation, it's hard for me to agree to a raise just now.
I appreciate your honesty. What's our zone of agreement on this matter?
The most I could offer is a 5% increase.
I see. While I value that, my walk-away point is at least 10%.
That's a significant gap. What's your best alternative if we can't meet that point?
My best alternative would be to seek opportunities elsewhere where I am valued appropriately.
I can understand why you'd consider that. Let's try to find a middle ground.
Yes, I believe that's the most constructive approach. Can we think about additional benefits?
We could look at performance bonuses and further training as alternatives.
That could work. It's all about finding a zone of agreement, right?
Exactly. But I really need to stick to my budget, so I can't go above that 5%.
Understood. Let's take some time to think about this and reconvene next week.
I look forward to that, Emma. It seems we're close to a resolution.
Thank you, Jake. I'll prepare some additional points to discuss by then.
Great. Let's proceed to our explanation of these concepts.
In that dialogue, we illustrated important negotiation moments. Let's break down key terms.
Sure. First, leverage. It's about using your strengths in negotiations.
Exactly. For example, having a strong network gives you leverage in negotiations.
Or, if you're the top candidate, your skills become your leverage.
Great examples. Now, deadlock refers to a situation where no agreement can be reached.
Like saying, the meeting ended in deadlock as both parties refused to compromise.
Exactly. Another use could be, we reached deadlock on the contract terms.
Now let's talk about the walk-away point. What's one example?
I won't settle for less than my walk-away point of $60,000. This displays your boundary.
Right, and the best alternative is crucial. Like saying, my best alternative would be to take another offer.
Spot on. Finally, the zone of agreement. We found a zone of agreement by offering flexible working hours.
I like that. Now we've clarified these concepts. Let's move to vocabulary.
Let's expand on our vocabulary. First, leverage. It can change the outcome of negotiations.
Such as, she used her experience as leverage to secure a better deal.
Knowing the market rates gives you leverage during salary discussions.
His strong performance record served as leverage when discussing the promotion.
Next, let's look at deadlock. It's essential to recognize when conversations are stuck.
For instance, they hit a deadlock due to differing opinions on the terms.
The negotiation reached a deadlock when neither side would back down.
Recognizing the deadlock allowed them to change their strategy.
Now, the walk-away point. Here's a starting example. My walk-away point is higher than they expected.
After reviewing the offer, I realized my walk-away point was too low.
You should always know your walk-away point before entering discussions.
Perfect. Now let's talk about the best alternative.
If this negotiation fails, my best alternative is to explore another job.
Having a solid best alternative makes you more confident in negotiations.
She evaluated her best alternative before making a decision.
Finally, the zone of agreement. It's where both parties feel comfortable.
We finally reached a zone of agreement after several proposals.
Finding a zone of agreement can take practice and patience.
Their different goals made it difficult to discover a zone of agreement.
Excellent. Now, let's do a quick review of what we've learned today.
Sure. First question. What does leverage mean in negotiations?
It's using one's strengths or advantages, right?
Correct. Next, can you describe what a deadlock is?
It's when neither party can reach an agreement?
Exactly. Now, what is meant by your walk-away point?
It is the least acceptable offer before you decide to leave?
Spot on. Move on. Why is having a best alternative important?
It gives you options if you're not happy with the negotiation, right?
Perfect. Last question. What is a zone of agreement?
It's the area in negotiations where both sides are happy to agree.
Exactly. You've done wonderfully today, Jake.
Thank you, Emma. I enjoyed this lesson. What will we explore next time?
In our next lesson, we'll tackle persuasive communication strategies.
Great. I'm excited to learn more about that.
Me too. Have a wonderful day, Jake.
Thanks, Emma. See you next time.